Well, don't ever forget that the only reason I'm not selling you stuff on here is because you guys basically fund this whole thing. So if you'd like to help support the channel, especially during this holiday season, it's much appreciated. There's a link in the description for our Patreon. Join the $30 tier up, you get 1 to 2 free requests a month, and there's also a PayPal option too if you want to send a request in that way. Thank you for watching, guys. Enjoy. Maca Monday, let's go. Hi guys, welcome to Elite Reacts. Hope everyone's having a good day. Yeah. I know I am. We are back with Paul McCartney for our Maca Monday video of the week. We're doing 2 tracks from Tug of War. One of them in honor of John, because he, it was the anniversary of what happened yesterday. If you're watching day premiere, so someone suggested that I do the track here today from Tug of War, since that was apparently drawn up as basically I guess an imaginary conversation between the two, if something, like along those lines. And it's a fairly short track and video, because I threw the video as well in there. So we're going to be doing Ballroom Dancing, I believe that's what it's called. Yeah, that's the next track on the album. It's track 1 on side 2. So should be fun. Paul never disappoints, but I'm feeling that the first one is going to be a little bit somber. Obviously, it's kind of short, but it's needed. So let's go. If y'all want to subscribe, help a brother out, click that icon right below my face. Please leave a comment, a like, any kind of engagement at all. Maybe share the video. It doesn't even really matter. I'm kind of hurting right now because of these copyright strikes. Like, they are totally effing me right now, like so badly. I can't even honestly say how badly on here, because I don't want to worry you guys. All right, Paul McCartney here today off Tug of War. 3, 2, 1, go.
And if I said I really knew you well, what would your answer be? If you were here today, ooh, here today. Well, knowing you probably laugh and say that we were worlds apart. If you were here today,
George Martin.
But as for me, I still remember how it was before, and I am holding back the tears no more. Ooh, I love you. What about the time we met? Well, I suppose that you could say that we were playing hard to get. Didn't understand a thing, but we could always sing. What about the night we cried? Because there wasn't any reason left to keep it all inside. Never understood a word, but you were always there with a smile. And if I say I really loved you and was glad you came along,
1,000-mile stare.
you were here today. Ooh, for you were in my song.
I love the way he holds his headphones like that.
Here today.
Oh man. Short, sweet, and to the point. Ballroom Dancing.
Well, I used to smile when I was a pup, sailing down the Nile in a china cup, with a recipe for a lovely day sticking out of my back pocket. But it wasn't always such a pretty sight, 'cause we used to fight like cats and dogs till we made it up in the ballroom. Ballroom dancing.
Oh, wow. What an awesome song. This is so different for him.
Well, it went so fast and we all grew up. Now the days that passed in the China Cup are the memories of another day. And I wouldn't wanna knock it, but it wasn't always such a pretty sight. Cause we used to fight like cats and dogs till we made it up in the ballroom. Ballroom dancing made a man of me. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just plain adore your ballroom dancing. Seen it on TV. I got quite a lot from ballroom dancing. Big, big, whoa.
Oh, man. Just like that. That was awesome. I wasn't expecting the trumpets and everything. That was very different for him. Like, even though Paul, if you dive into his catalog, is very experimental at times, that was very different for him. I don't know if that was like a piano or like a harmonium or something, whatever is being played for that second track. I really enjoyed that. I think that was my favorite part of it, other than the trumpet and his vocals. Man, that bass line. There was a lot to love in that second track. That first one, a very somber, but still, like, it's stirring at the same time, you know, like, it definitely evokes a lot of nostalgia, and the video helps with that a lot, I think. And if that is like a conversation, you know, imaginary between him and John, like, I get it. I think I heard a vocal line from John pop up in there. I don't know if that's like old and they just reused it from something, I don't know. But the video, it's very, you know, most of it was like Paul in the studio and stuff like that, but they did have some intercut footage of, you know, I think the Strawberry Fields Forever video, the I Feel Fine video. I believe that's what that black and white one was. They just they showed it throughout the years, you know, just the love that they had. I know they, like, in the second song, I can't help but feel that he was talking about John in that one too a little bit. You know, the whole fighting like cats and dogs thing. I mean, he could be talking about him and Linda too, for all I know, and the ballroom dancing thing is something else. But you could also interpret it as like the ballroom dancing as him and John are, you know, they're dancing, you know, you have to have a partner, and they were the partnership, you know what I'm saying? The writing basically behind the Beatles, other than, you know, the George tracks and Ringo tracks, obviously, but they were mostly the brains behind all the songs, you know. And you can interpret the ballroom dancing as them just kind of going through the motions together and trying to put all this, you know, because they have all this fame. They're the biggest thing in the world. They stopped touring, you know, and they got to that point. They're like, you know what, we're going to be a studio band. We came and hear ourselves play. We might as well, you know. And look at the magic they created. I mean, just 4 lads from Liverpool, you know, and they're now like the most heralded band of all time. And of course, they have their detractors. Every band does, and I've noticed the Beatles do especially. But I think the people that do love them, which there's a ton of them, I think they make up for the haters. You know what I'm saying? And you guys have been such a like I said this for the Fish fan base, a very forthcoming and for the most part very nice and well-tempered fan base, and you guys have been so nice at giving me info and context, more suggestions and stuff. So you know, metaphorical tip of the cap to you, or figuratively, whatever you want to say, because you guys have been awesome. I really appreciate it, and I've learned so much about, well, these guys right here. Oh, you can see, yeah, you can see him right there. There you go. But like I said, he's always right there. So is Ringo. Ringo's there, you know, like, and he's right behind me too. And I got the And Justice for All album next to his face, so you can put that together. I'd say, honestly, out of the two, if I had to pick a track to come back to and revisit and listen to again, I'd pick the second one. But that first one is a very good reminder of what we lost, you know, as a collective, as the world, but also his friends, like his closest friends. I mean, I can't even imagine the news and how, you know, Paul took it when he got it. And George and Ringo. Oh, poor Ringo. I know Ringo was probably heartbroken, man. He's a sweet man. You can tell he's a very sweet man. You can just tell in the face, bro. He's a good dude. It's a shame. I bet the whole world mourned, and they still are mourning, you know? And I bet the 80s just did not feel right. I've heard a lot of weird things about the 80s anyway, and I bet that way to kick off the world, basically, or kick off the decade, you sacrifice, you know, the biggest peace-loving person on the planet, probably. And he was also the one who put things into motion, you know? So it's an utter travesty. But like I always say, we have to celebrate the things that he left behind and keep his work and his memory alive, and that's what we're gonna do. So thank you for watching, guys. Seriously, I appreciate it. I've learned so much about this band and so much about Paul and John, George, everybody, man. And this is a fitting tribute. I wish it was longer, but honestly, I think it was perfect. It's just like a 2.5-minute song, kind of like their old hits used to be. You know, the very short, sweet, and to the point tracks. That's exactly what that was. It was like an old Beatles hit, basically. And the second one, Paul experimenting at one of his finest hours right there in that kind of in that category. Bass was pumping. Actually, I'm gonna see who was on that, because I want to see what they were playing. So, oh my goodness, there are so many people on this. Alright, so that was track 6. So Paul did percussion on that. Paul did the drums on that. Paul did the acoustic piano on that. He did the bass. He did the guitar. So he basically did everything for the second track, Ballroom Dancing. George Martin did arrangements. No Stevie Wonder. Denny Lane did electric guitar on the second track. Ringo Starr did the drums on the second track as well. So Paul did the drums too. It says Paul did drums and Ringo did drums. Huh. Interesting. Jack Brymer on the clarinet and Linda McCartney on backing vocals. And then for the track 5, I'm trying to see. No, there's really nothing on track 5. I'm guessing that was mostly just Paul. Yeah, he did everything for that. So I think, you know, he's so multifaceted. He can basically do anything, you know. Like, he's definitely one of the best musicians of all time. And he's still going. I mean, like, you can't help but love Paul McCartney. You know what I'm saying? Even if you have, you know, differing opinions on his output, you know, his catalog, whatever, that's fine. But, he's a good man, you know what I'm saying? For the most part, it seems like he's a very good man. And he's done a lot of good things for people. And, there's always drama and stuff, of course, with the Beatles, and that's always going to follow him because he was a part of the biggest band of all time. But I think that his solo career, it's got its highs that are almost as high as the Beatles ones at points. I'm not going to lie. There's other songs that are definitely more middle of the road more than anything, but the highs that he does reach at points that it's totally worth the ones that aren't as, I guess, expansive and as great, you know. But that's it out of me, guys. If you have any recommendations for next week, leave it down below. I am definitely down to do whatever. You know, Macca is a staple of the channel, and I love him, man. I can't help but do his videos every week. I really can't. So thanks for watching. I'll see you later.